Hello, today I'm going to share with you a tag that I created. I am so excited to share this with you. I basically have never created a book tag. This is the first one ever, and I've done it based on the Addams family. Now I absolutely adore Halloween, but for me Halloween is only really meaning one thing, which is I'm going to watch the Addams family back to back the whole week of Halloween. That's how I roll. So I thought I'd combine some of my favourite things, which is the Addams family, Halloween and books. So this is the Addams family book tag. For each question I've based it on a different member of the Addams family, and if you like this tag please do it on your blog or your channel or whatever you want to do it. I'm just going to get straight into it. Family member number 1, Marsha Adams, who's the mother of the family and also a witch. What is your favourite witch book? I have two. First up I have a classic, which is Arthur Miller's play The Crucible, which is based on the true events of the Salem witch trials, and I absolutely love it. And I also have Stephen King's Carrie. Now Carrie has telekinetic powers, that was difficult to say, and I don't know if that's witchery, but if it's not then what the hell is it? So family member number 2 is Gomez Addams, who is the father in the book, and the question with this is, who is your favourite fictional father? My one is the father out of Love Letters to the Dead. There's a lot going on with this. If you haven't read this book, it's like a fantastic YA. It's so hard-hitting, it's beautiful. It's about a girl who writes letters to people who are dead, so like Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin, and she'll tell you a little bit about that famous person, but also it's kind of like diary entries. It's absolutely stunning. And there's a lot going on, and her dad's trying to hold everything together, and the family has completely fallen apart. When the book starts, the family's fallen apart, and it's how they deal with it. And I just think her dad tries really hard, and it's just a devastating situation to deal with, and so I like him in it. Question number 3 is based on Uncle Fester, and his special power is that he can generate electricity through anything. So the question to go with this is, what book makes you light up so much that you cannot stop talking about it? I personally have many books that make me feel like this, but I'm just going to choose one, and that would be Girl Interrupted by Susan Kaysen. It's about Susan's time in a mental institute. It's a non-fiction book, and it's very beautiful, very difficult in times, but it's totally worth it. The end is stunning, and you find out why it's called Girl Interrupted. Beautiful book. I could literally make a whole video just dedicated to this, like a video series dedicated to it, but I won't. Question number 4 is based on Wednesday Addams, who is my personal favourite in the Addams family. I love her style, I love everything to do with her, but she is obsessed with death. And so my question is, if you could kill off any character in a book, who would it be? I have chosen Tracy Chevalier's The Blue Version. There's 2 stories going on. There is a modern day story and an olden day story, and in the olden day story the dad in it does something terrible at the end, and I would kill him off for that 100%. Question number 5 is based on good old Pugsley Addams, who has a vicious nature and plays little nasty pranks on everyone. And so for this one, I just thought of like a fun question. Who is your favourite villain? And who's a villain that you just love? And I love Annie from Stephen King's Misery. This is about an author who his car overturns and then he gets rescued by this woman, and it's all great. But her name is Annie, and she is his #1 biggest fan. And in his book he writes it, and she says, oh, can I read your latest book before it gets published? And he's like, yeah, sure, because she's nursing him back to health. And in it he kills off the main character. And so what she decides to do is torture him until he writes her the perfect book. It's such a great book. Annie, you love her, even though she's evil, even though she does these terrible things, she's a terrible person. I love her so much, I want to live with her. Question number 6, Lurch is based on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and a cross between a zombie, which is kind of what Frankenstein's monster is anyway. And so this question is, what is your favourite adaptation? I don't actually have one. I've never found a good adaptation. Sorry, never found one that lived up to the original or was better than the original. So I've just thrown this question in so that when people answer it, I can read those adaptations. This is like a sneaky question for me really, if I'm honest. And the last family member I decided to use was Grandmama, who is an old, classic, iconic witch. And so for this, what is your favourite horror book? I had to go with a classic, and that is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I absolutely adore this book. And that's it for the Addams family questions, but I just have 2 little extra questions that I wanted to put in. One, show us a small collection of your horror books. I absolutely love the genre of horror is my favourite film genre, and I think it's probably my favourite book genre if I'm honest. So a few that I would like to show you is Thomas Harris, who he created Hannibal, and so this is Red Dragons and Silence of the Lambs. I actually really like the character of Hannibal. I think he's a really intelligent, fantastic character, and you're on the edge of your seat waiting for him to return. I didn't overly love these books, but I loved the character of Hannibal. I think he's one of the greatest horror characters of all time, and the film Silence of the Lambs with Anthony Hopkins in it is just perfect. Another book which I read not that long ago is The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. I think this had really good suspense in it, which is difficult to convey in a horror book. It's easy in a film because you can just put a little bit of, you know, mood lighting to it and a loud bang, but in a book it's very difficult to convey that, and I think this did. So I enjoyed this. And a book that I was really pleasantly surprised with and actually really like is Daniel Vega's The Merciless. I'm sure you've all seen this before. Just want to show you how beautiful that cover is. And on the back it says, "Forgive us, Father, for we have sinned." And it's just a really good book. I don't want to tell you anything about it because I feel like there's too many spoilers out of it. Don't see reviews on it. Just go into it blind and just know that it is a good kind of witchy, supernatural kind of thing. And there's all little crosses there. And it's just about teenage girls. So imagine teenage girls, witches, bitchiness. It's like Mean Girls meets the Addams Family, basically. And the last question is, what are you going to go as for Halloween this year? Last year I was like a zombie cat. It was very odd. This year I don't know. I'll be at university, so I'm guessing there might be some kind of Halloween party. I hope I'm invited. I think I might go as Wednesday Addams is a classic one because I'm quite short, so I quite like to go as her. Or just like vampire. That's just my go-to. What is your go-to? I hope you enjoyed this tag. Leave any more questions that you want to leave down below, like favourite horror films or anything like that. Just everything Halloween, and do this tag if you want, as I said, on your blog, on your YouTube, wherever you want to do it. Tweet me on Twitter so that I can see it, and I hope you enjoyed it. I really am so excited for Halloween, and so I hope you all do it. It's gonna be so good. PS to all the really committed horror fans, this is like an extra question if you want to do it. Show us 3 of your horror films that you really like. So I'm going to go for The Orphan. I really enjoyed it. You should go and see it. It's twists and turns. I think it's a good, solid horror film. Donnie Darko, which I wouldn't really say is a horror film, but it's still got that kind of creep element within it. And then I'd probably go for the Saw box set. Yes, I am an absolute psychopath, and I would go for that. I would add on something like Sinister as well, and probably Vacancy. And I'm going to stop talking about horror films because I'll never stop. I hope you enjoyed the tag.